Okay. That was new, wasn't it? Okay, everyone might be wondering what was that for? Like, what in the world is that? This is talk psychology, not Dancing with the Stars, not samba, right? But the reason why we did that, besides wanting you to wake up and to listen to our talk, we have other reasons. But those reasons will be revealed later in our talk.
With that aside, let me guide you into our talk.
Okay, you see this white bag right here? There's very, very special things in here. Can I have a round of applause for these things? These bad boys? And what I have right here are 12 medals, gold and silver. And I'm very proud of them, but that's not the point of the story. Let me elaborate. The reason why I got these stories, let's put these bad boys on a chair, because I love them. The reason why I got these medals is because I was fortunate enough to be able to participate in a global competition called World Scholars Cup. I think some of you here might have heard of it before, but basically, we deal with a lot of knowledge, 6 fields of knowledge, and it's very long, it's very arduous, and we were good enough to be able to advance to the final round, which was held at Yale University, one of the best universities in the world. You can see the logo of the university right here. And being able to advance to such an amazing institution, I have a lot of expectation, not just for myself, but for the event itself. I had expected that it would make me feel like I'm on top of the world, like I'm the GOAT, greatest of all time. That wasn't true, like at all. Of course, when I was on that stage, it felt very real. The weight of these medals on my neck, the burn of the light shining in my eyes, I burned with glory. But then, when I returned to my hotel, I withered in sadness and in a deep, deep emptiness. What's next? What other glory should I chase? Is there something wrong with me? After pondering over those questions for a really long time, me and Linh, we stand here in front of you today to deliver those lessons through our talk. Don't chase the butterflies, creating happiness through self-oriented actions. So from my story, it seems like goals and achievements aren't the main thing that will bring happiness to you. So why is that the case? Let my partner, Linh, present to you the first 2 reasons why.
So the first reason is the pain-pleasure cycle. We are always in a state of chasing something outside of us, aka pleasure, to quench our pain. And when we achieve something, or winning a competition, for example, the pleasure comes. But when it starts to fade away, the pain inside us doubles, triples, and it doesn't stop. This cycle starts and repeats, just like in V's story, feeling empty after all of her hard work, craving for something more. Well, according to Buddha, even though none of us are religious, we still think he's pretty cool. It is because we'll always feel like we're lacking something inside of us. We have this desire to feel something inside that hole. And unfortunately, this something is actually spurred on by society, expectation, and comparison between your life and other people's life, my life, for example, from which greed and envy send us deeper down into the cycle and drain us all out. Moving on, we have the second reason, locus of control. Now, this term refers to how much control a person feels that they have in their own behavior. A person can either have a high internal locus of control or an external locus of control. People who have a high internal locus of control perceive themselves as having a great deal of personal control over their own behavior, while people who have a high external locus of control perceive the behavior as being a result of external influences or luck. Wait, but doesn't that mean that people who chase after goals and achievements are people who have high internal locus of control? That's not how we see it. And here are the reasons. First, Although goal-chasing people are actively participating in the chase, they are not putting their locus of control on themselves. Instead, they are actually chasing toward external validation and are more likely to conform by society's expectation. Second, research has shown that people who have a high internal locus of control tend to be more conforming or tend to be less conforming and less obedient. And third, according to Amy Claxton and Tammy Pennell, the more external your locus of control is, the less happy you are. And there you have it. Now we will have V explain to you the third and the last reasons.
Now, we have new psychological terms. You can now go flex them to your friends. They are novelty seeking and harm avoidance. So the first term, novelty seeking. Novelty seeking inherently makes us crave for something new, not for the newness of the thing itself, but because of the adrenaline and thrill that it gives us. The second term is harm avoidance. Harm avoidance, on the other hand, warns us against new experiences and makes us resent. And it also is positively connected to conformity, meaning the more harm avoidance tendencies you have, the more likely you are to conform to society. And combining those two terms with the aforementioned reasons, we have the perfect recipe for goal chasers. Too scared to break away from conformity, to simply do as they want, live as they want, and also too addicted to the thrill to just stop chasing these goals, chasing this linear path of goals and achievements that society sets out for them. Chase, chase, chase more until they're completely drained out, and yet they still crave for more. How could anyone be happy this way? The last reason is the glorification of a productive life. What we have on the screen right here is an excerpt from a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F-Bomb. It's a PG-13 show. We've censored everything that needs to be censored, don't worry. But basically, what this excerpt is telling you is that everyone is telling you that the key to a better life is a better girlfriend, a better boyfriend, a better everything, get more, do more, be more. So why is that the case? Because it's good for business. That's it. So society has grown to glorify productivity as propaganda because during the Industrial Revolution and then continuing with capitalism, open trade, and democracy, people need more workers and need more production. And thus productivity is glorified to get that production to fill the need of society. If you're questioning the supply and demand curve, I'm not here to tell you that. And also, you can now open all of your phones, I bet, and check your social media, and you can see all these terms called studygram and that girl lifestyle, just flawlessly doing everything all at once, flawlessly, effortlessly. Isn't that right, partner?
Oh my God, it is. Then if not goals, then what? We will present to you an alternative to chasing goals and achievements. Now, happiness is created through action, but not the way you would expect. Take actions, but toward your inner self. You are more satisfied and successful if you do it in your own way. You will be more self-actualized if you pursue goals and achievements autonomously, with your own methods and for your own reasons. Say this to yourself. Instead of gathering tons of trophies and medals, slow down, read a bit more, write a bit more, do things that actually grow your depth of character. That doesn't directly lead to any kind of reward. Next, don't let goals kill you. Break out of the cycle. And as Buddha says, the truth exists within ourselves. Not too long ago, I had my first SAT examination, and well, I saw all of my friends were getting like 1,400, 1,500, even 1,600. How is that even possible? And I would say this to myself, dang, I better catch on. So weeks before the examination, every single day I would go to my study center and did a full 3-hour test. Even if I drained all of my energy, I would spend nights practicing. And as predicted, my actual scores were very, very bad. And so did my mock test scores. So I learned to take small steps at a time. I still practice, but plan on which day I should do it, which amount of time I should do it, and which time do I need to go to bed. And I think until now, my mock test scores were pretty acceptable, and so did my mental health. So we all need to understand this, that no matter how fast or slow, you will get there eventually. You don't have to pile goals and achievements just to be a productive member of society. Neither do you have to do that all the time to prove yourself or to move forward. Nurture your mindset and your inner character, and you will steadily move forward.
Okay, so I think all of us here likes to read self-help books or own self-help books. I do too. But I've noticed that self-help books usually go to extremes, and so that's what we're telling you, don't go to extremes. So what we have right here is a spectrum. You don't really need to understand it, but the gist is our motivation is a spectrum, and you can't remove just an element and choose other elements. You have to balance everything because happiness is in the balance. Don't abandon goals and achievements completely. Just don't chase after them. Also, it's always a process. Don't rush, don't panic, calm down. The two of us here, we're just a bunch of funky kids who are also overachievers. We don't like to admit that to ourselves, but we do. Because that's the key to happiness. You have to be self-aware. You can always improve on yourself. Be mindful of yourself. Be conscious of yourself in every single moment to change your mindset over time. Now, let us give you some bowls of chicken soup for the soul. Not the book, by the way. It's just our conclusion. We're just quirky and different. So remember when we asked all of you to dance at the beginning? I bet you remember that. That's quite bizarre. But it's related to this quote right here. When you dance, your purpose is not to get to a certain place on the floor. It is to enjoy every step along the way. And that's what we hope you do to your life as well. The next one is, this is the quote that started it all, by the way. Happiness is a butterfly. The more you chase it, the more it will elude. But if you turn your attention to other things, then it will come and land softly on your shoulders. If you keep wanting goals and achievements, if you keep chasing after it, if you keep chasing after happiness, it won't come to you. You need to have a solid depth of character to propel you forward. That is the way. And finally, it's all a process. Don't rush. Don't panic. The beauty of the journey forward is being able to fulfill yourself. You are a completed work in progress, and that will drive you forward.
And that's the end of our talk. Wait, if you have any question, please keep it to yourself, unless you're in the judge panel. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.